Hello, you chaotic bystanders, and welcome back to another episode of Total Party Chaos. I am your keeper of chaos, and on tonight's episode, I am here with Haley as Flair, JC as Marlin, Steve as Whitaker Chickens, and unfortunately tonight we do not have Nat as Hilder, so I will be autopiloting her throughout the episode. She's not in a great spot, so we'll do what we can. This is episode 15 of Chapter 4 of the Phantom Kingdom arc. Before we dive right in, I would like to thank our sponsors for the night. And tonight's sponsor, I actually have, for the first time, lovely little message. We are sponsored tonight by Emberwind. When you're new to RPGs, or have you been playing since your first D&D box, we've got you. Emberwind is a new breed of tabletop role-playing games designed to create dynamic stories and whole-party adventures for any player. It was created with deep respect for traditional TTRPGs, but also an awareness of the high learning curve for new players. Through the use of our Rise engine, Emberwind takes only minutes to learn while still offering the beloved creative and crunchy experience of a good adventure game for veterans and all with or without a game master. I say all these things to you because we do absolutely support and believe in this company. They're great people. We've met their awesome founders, and you should go support them too. If you want to save some money, you can use TOI to save yourself some money off of your next purchase with them. Go! Don't leave the stream, but get the fuck out of here. Go buy some stuff, man. Alright. Now is my favorite part of the episode. Now it's time for the 1 minute recap. Who's got the 1 minute recap for tonight?
Me. It's gonna be the best recap ever again. Y'all ready?
Hang on, let me set it up. Give me 1 sec. Go for it.
So we started off in combat, and Marlin threw the orb to Hilda, trying to get everyone close together before we made our way through the portal, and that dropped and broke it. It was not caught. There is also a hand that's beckoning us through the portal. We noticed that there was like a robe. Was it the yellow robe we noticed? Yeah. And I was like, we know who that is. Clarissa? Is that what it is? I think that's her name. We also saw that Steliosi killed Albie. Oh, sad, unfortunately. But not before that he threw his plane shifting rod to Marlin. So we'll see if that gets picked up again. Then we killed her. Well, Whitaker killed her while Marlin was holding on to him with an arrow. So that was great because we got her back. Flair had a car in her head the whole entire time. She was possessed via the mouth, I'm guessing. And she was banished to Backyardica for a big part of that. So there was not a lot of involvement, unfortunately. But now we're all making our way back to the portal. And Marlin's flying. He's just dropped Whitaker on the ground, which isn't great because Whitaker's not doing great. Hilda is down. She's standing by Valerie. And Flair is Flair's not far off from there, but just a little ways away. And that's where we left off with the dragon. Wait, what's it? What is it? The
big white tentacled dragon-esque beast.
Yeah. It's their turn. And that's
It's a fucking gnarly recap, man. I respect it. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats.
It's bad.
I can dig it. Alrighty, everybody. Let me all of that out of the way. Ready your malls. Top off your steed milks. It's time for another Total Party Chaos motherfucking transition, people! Ah!
Chaos!
I know.
Oh, that's so cool.
We have a fucking transition now. Alright. That's all I wanted to plug. Okay. Going back into combat. I need that ambiance. Better ambiance. Alright. Picking back up. The last thing that happened was, we did get hydrate. We are going to kick that 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, we will hydrate it up. We're going to get through the beginning round, all the way to the beginning of next round, and then we will hydrate. So hold on there, fucking Melissa, because you're great. All right. Picking back off. It is the Ethereal's turn. And as you guys are all kind of making your way around the map, anybody at home that is looking at the map that you can see on screen, if not, I will be describing it for all the rest of y'all at home. Let me drop it. It is hovering directly above Hilder and Fellerai. Fellerai is up at the moment. Hilder was knocked prone, is what Hilder was knocked out. Directly north is going to be where the streets are still kind of flooded with some of the ghosts. Flare, you were making your way north, but you're still a little behind pace on Marlon and Whitaker. Marlon, Whitaker, you guys are basically sharing the same square, but not really. You guys are within the same area as you were carrying Whitaker before Whitaker jumped out of your arms to take the pop shot on Steliosi. All right, one last piece before I start this beast's turn. I would like to apologize for last episode because I did get all of the spacing incredibly wrong for any of you Spotify listeners out there. I am using a battle map on my side that has very bunk rulers, so on my side it looks very different. I promise you I will correct that in the future. All right, moving forward. In front of Hilder right now is going to be this big beast that pulls its wings back. It is going to... It's going to try something on Hilder. As it launches its wings back in front of you guys, well, technically behind you guys, you see these tentacles kind of reach out and surround Hilder. I also have Hilder's sheet, so... You guys are blocked by the view of the big white beast as it's surrounding Hilder completely. You can't see exactly what's going on the other side, but it's landed. Its feet are plunged into the ground as its wings take up the span of the entire street side that you guys are in right now. As all you hear is Hilder fighting it on the other side. I believe the last thing she said last time was go. So her sentiment still is echoing out the same as go. That is going... I'm not going to describe it. That is going to end the beast's turn.
Oh, shit.
We are going to pick up as Marlon, you are up. Albie, you are on deck, wherever Albie may be.
Oh, that... you didn't need to say that Albie was on deck. You just made everything instantly worse. Okay. So Flare is currently booking it towards the portal. Does neither Whitaker nor myself have the rod that Albie threw?
No. It is, spatially wise, right now, it is, I would say, let me see. On the map, I said I threw it right there. It is 15 feet away from you, Marlon.
Okay. 15 feet away. And there's that ghost there.
Yep. It is 15 feet to your left. So, it's not straight north for the shot that you're heading right now towards the portal.
Okay. I am no longer holding on to Whitaker, so I'm not exactly dragging him anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And we still do need to fly upwards into the portal. So I'm going to have to get both Flare in one claw and Whitaker in the other before we can really do anything. My immediate thought is we need to get that rod because he was so... Fizzo was so hooked on the fact that we needed an anchor point. And because the orb shattered, that's our next best bet in my mind. So I'm going to dive that 15 feet to the rod.
You dive the 15 feet. I do want to emphasize there is a ghost within, like, that is basically separating you from that rod right now. If you go onto the square that's going to grab the rod, you will be out of its. You will be leaving its attack of or its targeted square.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
No issue.
Absolutely.
We'll eat it up for Whitaker's sake as well.
Respect it all day. Marlon, you make your way the 15 over. I'm going to need you to make me... Actually, no, I'm not. It's going to pull its, like, ghastly hand back and swipe down at you as it kind of barrels into you. Does a 17 hit?
17 does hit.
17 hits as this ghost kind of slashes across your chest as it leans in and just says, B1. And falls back. And as you land on the other square, you swoop up that rod in hand. Easy enough. You still have movement speed left. You are still able to do something.
So I want to, knowing where the other two can be going, I want to head back towards the portal, like coasting on the ground, and I want to be within their running distance so that they can grab onto me and I can next round pull them up into the portal.
Okay, so you want to be within distance of them, of their movement.
Within movement of Whitaker and Flare. I know Flare can run a little bit faster than Whitaker.
What's your movement speed?
My movement speed's 90 right now.
Oh my fuck. Hey,
so
okay.
Wherever you need to put me, I'll be there.
I would say staying within, you would have to be... To stay within Flare's space, you would have to be... It's 8 times, it's 40... Okay, what's your movement speed, Flare?
40 feet.
40 feet. You are within 40 feet of Flare. If you were to run directly ahead, Flare would still be able to get you.
And I'm very obviously just coasting close to the ground with both the talons like open, ready to grab.
Okay.
Yeah. That's I'm fully good with that being my turn.
Okay, easy enough as you boost your way across with massive rod in hand. That is going to end your turn, as it would cut over to Albie's turn, but that's all you're going to hear. It's Albie's turn. Cool. That's going to end Albie's turn, as it would pick up to Hilder. We're actually not even going to go over to Hilder, as that also ends Hilder's turn. Blair, you are up. Ghosts are on deck.
I'm gonna wait. Who have I got within?
Right now, you are. Actually, yeah, you're right. I apologize. Let me. Inside right now, you still have Terry Litrotter, who was standing next to you inside of your own mind for the moment when the next ghost entered. Inside of your dome, inside of this little black empty void, you can kind of see as the figure that made out me. The figure that made out was a car. As a car entered, and went, where the hell am I? As he looks around for a second. What?
Does he have control over my body, or was he just in there?
Do you say that out loud, or you say that like you asking me?
I'm like, I guess I test myself to see if I can do anything, seeing him in my head, or
at the moment,
I just see him.
You've made up with Terry Litrotter, so I mean, you move your arm moves. He
just say, welcome. You're stuck with me now, and I'm jogging over to Whitaker. I mean to Marlon.
No. What do you mean I'm stuck with you now? What the hell is he's like trying? He's like, you see this shaved-eared elvish man with like black short hair at this point, like kind of looking like how he looks a little different than you normally would see him. But he's
Can I,
still like
in my head, can I if I picture a couch, does a couch show up?
landing in between
Fuck
all
yes. Cool.
a little couch.
I like take a look at him, take a look at the couch, and then I look forward, and then a projector shows up, and it's just the death of his wife on repeat as I hug onto Marlon's leg.
You fucking killed my wife. Yeah. See.
Yeah, I like, and then I play the first one of me like grabbing her body and shoving her into like the beholder's mouth. It's a fun compilation of all of the horrible things that I've done to him and his wife over the past month.
He steps forward to like move against you, and like something different happens. He goes to move his hand, nothing. He can't like he can't get in within your area, and he's like, what is happening? And you hear as Terry Latrotter, who is sitting on that couch watching the show, kind of looks over and goes, "Oh, yeah, that's what happens when you become a vessel." And he like takes a piece of popcorn, and a car goes, What do you mean a vessel?" And Terry speaks up and goes, "Well, technically, because Blair killed you back there, I was the one that got the finishing blow, and, well, this is gonna sound real awkward, friend, but your spirit kind of goes into one of these, those ghost things that are out there. You're a vessel now." I'm yeah, you can't attack her because we made up, we're cool. You don't have, you're my like, you've become a vessel because I was the one that brought you here, so you live on my will. Like, you can't really do anything here at the moment. I know, there's a big, long rule list. I am a... What do you mean I'm a vessel? And he pulls out that little thing that he squeezed on his hand, like, when he fell, and he goes, I used this charm, I should have been fine! And you see as Terry, like, pulls it from him and goes, "Huh. This was used before. Did you die before?" What do you... No. My wife gave this to me to stay alive. There's no fucking way it has been used.
I killed you like earlier, but then time reset, so that must have been what it was from. Ha! That's funny.
That's funny. That's fucking funny. Goes throw his hand at you. Nothing. Doesn't, just like a toddler trying to throw a fit at you.
Yeah, it like literally. I want it to like turn into marshmallows as he throws his.
He just like looks like he's losing his fucking mental in this like little void.
Oh, well, you two have fun, I guess.
This is not the last. Going back to your turn. You're running towards Whitaker as he just gets
to
around.
Marlon, and I grab onto Marlon's big hawk leg.
As you run and grab yourself on.
Yeah, and then I guess we use an action to either help or dodge. What are we gonna do? He's gonna use a check, maybe. Maybe I'll just use a dodge action, maybe. I don't know. Just in case anything happens from now until... I should have
used the dodge action too. Oh no.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing. That's
Okay.
the end of Flair's turn.
Hell yeah. You, easy enough. Bam. You wrap yourself and you ready, dodge. Moving on to the ghosts. Whitaker, I am going to need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Yep. I'm the only one that hasn't had to make a wisdom.
23! You ain't shit!
Here's this like big spectral being tries to stick its hand like into your mouth. It's never gonna fucking end. Tries to stick its hand into your mouth as it goes. Be what? Be what? Be what?
I don't remember these things echoing before.
We totally did. Totally did. Totally. And he's unsuccessful as you kind of shoo his spectral hand away. Doesn't look happy, but he also has a very unexpressioned face. Let's keep going. I'm gonna move up. Technically, you're blocked by the lantern, or there's a lamppost near you, Whitaker, and technically it is blocking the other side from where this ghost can move. So he is not moving up on you at the moment. 20, 20, 30. You know what? This one will, though. I need you to roll me another wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. All right. I know how to dance the dance, son of a bitch. That's a 9.
Fucking 9, all right. This ghost gets real close as it wraps its like spectral hand around your face, Whitaker, and he says, "Be one, be one." Sticks his hand in your mouth, but fizzles down into a small little something and enters your body.
Mhm.
As it kind of manifests for the moment. Nothing seems to happen.
That's right. It's dark and confusing in here.
You hear a bit of a cackling as it, in your head for just a moment, Whitaker, you hear, "You are mine. You are mine. You are mine. You are mine. What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this?"
Did you just call me Maud? It's the wrong show, buckaroo.
There's only room for one in here, sweetie. As you hear the echoing kind of just preside, and something's happening, but you don't really have a good idea of what it is yet, Whitaker.
That's right. It's crowded in here.
That is going to end the ghost's turn, as the other one is focusing on a civilian, and the other ones are kind of just moving across the building. Which is, yep, absolutely perfect. That is going to end the ghost's turn. Picking back up, Whitaker, you are up with the big white beast on deck.
I look at the other 2 ghosts and I go, "Your friend just came in here and lost." And then I'm gonna run at the other 2. Or my other 2 friends.
Absolutely,
The bird and the half wolf.
perfect. You are leaving their threatened square. I'm going to need 2 more wisdom saving throws.
That's right. We can make this a fucking party. That's a natural 1. 1's coming aboard.
You hear it? You hear it enter, and it goes,
All aboard.
"B1! B1! B1!" And it, enters. Nothing. Just seems to fizzle out.
Yeah, that's right. B6. Ha! Bingo! And then a 18 to save on the other one.
18 to save on the other one. The other one goes to stick its hand in your mouth, and you are able to book it. You just kind of nip at its fingers, run by.
Consider this a mercy. Not mouth touch.
Oh. He echoes back. You run, you make your way directly towards Marlin. You wrap your arms around the leg of Marlin. Is there anything else you want
As
to do?
I wrap my arms, I'm going to use my action to cast Protection of Evil and Good on Marlin, which gives him protection against aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead, and protects them from being possessed by such targets.
Cool. Interesting. Very interesting. What's the duration on that?
Up to 10 minutes.
Interesting. Okay.
So we
Okay.
got time.
Interesting. That
Yeah.
is there anything else you wanted to do
No,
besides
remind you
cast-
I can cast that spell 2 more times, buddy.
Perfect. I love that. I love that for you for sure. Cool. Does that end your turn, Whitaker? Is there anything else you wanted to do?
Nah, fuck it. I'm unbeatable, motherfucker.
Interesting is all I'll say. Okay, that's gonna end Whitaker. Big White Beast is on deck. Marlin, you are up after. You all hear as Hilder lets out a "Ah!" and then you see as the beast's wings flow up again, and like a tendril kind of flies, like a white long tendril flies up as you see like blood kind of trickling off the bottom of it, and another tentacle like pierces down. As you don't hear Hilder, but you don't know because you can't see. Everything is being blocked by the wingspan of this beast. But, and I will mention, you do see that tendril kind of like fly up, and as it like kind of spirals, you see like a little puff of smoke kind of like leave the back of it, like a little white puff of smoke, and it falls to the ground and it shrivels up. That is going to end the Aetherion's turn. That is now going to be Marlon with Albie on deck.
All right. I think it's up to us to get through that portal. So I'm going to kind of just make sure the grip on the claws are tightened and kind of curl them inward so that we're holding close together. The rod is probably cinched up right next to Flair or Whitaker, whichever one got into the right claw. And we're gonna haul ass towards the portal.
What is your movement speed right now?
90 feet.
You, with 90 feet, you will be 60 feet off of what you need to get to the portal.
That's lovely because I have an action to dash.
Okay. Are you using your action to dash at it?
I would love to.
Perfect. Whitaker and Flair, I'm gonna need both of you to make me an athletics check to like hold on as this big old beast of a bird is launching straight up in the air with a dash movement.
Is there any way that I could assist probably Whitaker? In
Yes,
any way, but through
I will say
own...
you focus in on like not letting Whitaker fall.
I got a 26. So after I hang upside down and do a little, I cup Whitaker's butt to make sure he doesn't.
Does the assist from the friends do anything for me?
I will say the +1 from Flair because I will give a bonus because of how well she did. Marlon, go ahead and roll me an athletics check to hold on to him. Anything over a 10 will give him a +1.
The dice is over a 10, so
Okay, you
18.
wrap on.
+2.
With a +2, I got a 5.
Hell fucking no. That is Jesus Christ.
He's got a -1 to strength because he's 82 years old and probably should have died twice before.
Damn. Well, can I try and grab him and hold on to him?
I will say I will let you as just a normal reaction. It's gonna be at disadvantage because he is. You don't notice, like you're trying to hold him on there.
I'd
I
athletics
am
check
greased
again.
up.
Yes.
Athletics again.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's still good. So that's still a 17.
17 as you are
Disadvantage.
able to grab onto his fingers as he's falling
I'm
low.
upside down. I've like got my knees hooked onto the fingers of the bird, and I'm upside down, grabbing onto like trapeze artists.
We meant to do this.
This looks great.
style points.
I said, ta-da!
Just like a bat out of hell, the Chaos fucking crew just launches their way as this bird launches directly towards this small closing blue little portal
We've
that
got
just
that
keeps getting
face
smaller.
skin, just like.
Just all of you, cartoonish looking as you're fucking everything is just flying backwards. The last thing you hear as you're making your way up towards that portal is a couple voices that kind of like pop out around you. You hear as you look over and Albie is like chanting from the ground on the fucking roof
every 2
as
seconds words.
on the other side, one other thing that you catch as you guys are like flying directly up, now that you're above the rooftops and you can see, you see as a small little frog-like man in a little blue bathrobe marching forward with a small little wand in front of him, with a couple of Valenbrook's finest knights leading the charge through the streets as you see the knights starting to flood through, taking the battle directly towards the big white beast. As you hear one last message as you guys pop your way up to that portal, you hear, "Good luck. Stay alive." So you hear Fizzo's voice ring out in your head. Alright. You all enter this massive portal. Well, slowly shrinking massive portal. Small portal. As you make your way up to the top. I need all of you to roll me an athletics check. At disadvantage.
Oh.
Actually, all of you except Marlon.
Sorry.
Athletics, did you say? Sorry.
Oh,
Athletics check.
you can check the D&D Bizond, because that was 2 nat 20s,
Oh,
That's
nice.
awesome.
which means I got a 19.
That's so good.
Hey,
Suck it, nerd.
interesting. Blair, what did you get?
14.
Blair, you enter like all of you enter this portal. Blair, you're grabbing on to Marlon's like leg as his talons are just trying to hold on to you. The grip that you had left on it ceases as Marlon and Whitaker, you both see as Flair gets sucked like directly out of the side as you enter that portal. Everything around you right now looks like a starry darkness. Like all you see is like small little stars lighting up whatever is in this portal. As Flair, for the moment that you're there, like you go to grab on and you get sucked into that darkness.
I don't want to give you more ammo than what you deserve, but did Marlon take back hold of me after the fumble? Or am I just holding on to Flair and I just took off?
Oh, you're right. That
Did I get him back up? Would I get him back up with those scores?
no, I would say you had him by the fingers. You were just pulling him. Yeah, Flair, you
I did say trapeze style, so
Mhm.
as
I let go with the knees, and we both go.
Oh no, we're blasting off again!
Can I roll to keep a tight hold of Whitaker then?
Yes,
instead?
absolutely. Whitaker, I will say that you have a good hold of Flair with that double nat. I'm not going to waste that nat 20.
Thank you. That won't happen again.
No, absolutely not.
Athletics again, or
Yes, but also I am going to you have finger guns from
with
Awesome
disadvantage?
like a fart. And then you also have I assume Fate was for Whitaker on that throw. I'm going to give it to you.
Yes.
So,
I mean,
you have Fate.
me.
Yes, you because I assume he was giving it to Whitaker to hold on. If not, I will give Fate to Whitaker at a later time.
Okay, well I got a 20 then.
Marlon, you
Oh.
take off as Blair and Whitaker both are spiraling into the darkness, holding on to each other. You both have rolled so well that you grasp onto each other, not letting go, as both of you kind of like rough and tumble, get kind of like sucked through as you see that like shadowy darkness that you entered kind of turns into this big, like mystical, huge, like blue river almost. Like it, but it's like kind of all around you. You're not in water. You're kind of just like floating almost. You don't feel like you feel there's air. You can breathe, but you feel like you're kind of drifting at the moment. Um, as you're making your way through, you kind of see like little small. Also, Marlon, you have a mystery gift. You have small little isles all around you, like these small little asteroid kind of looking isles, these little pieces of land. As you're kind of going through, all of these little pieces of land, like, kind of look like little chunks of like other places that have just been yoinked right out of the existence and put here. Um, as you're looking at all these little aisles, you don't see anything familiar. You don't see people on them. You don't see anything. Like, it's just empty little voids. Um, there is something that kind of starts echoing almost like through the void. You're you're trying to hear it, and you can't quite grasp onto what it is yet. It kind of fades away before you're able to make out what that sound is. Before you have long to kind of figure out where you're at, both of you rough and tumble onto one of these little voids. Around you, as you land on this little piece of forgotten land, it seems to kind of like pulse. Like you see like a pulse of little roots kind of just leave from where you landed, and start like circling as these blue veins kind of just go all around this little asteroid that you landed on. So you land there for a moment. Both of you kind of just peer around for the second, and something pops in front of you, is like almost like it just materialized out of nowhere. You see what looks like this long, massive, like, machine. This like rusted, decayed machine, just kind of sprouted out in front of you. It looks like it's separated into pieces, but it's so worn down and so broken you can't really get an idea of what it is. But both of you land, behind you, to the left and right of you, all empty voids. If you jumped off of it, you would just drift down into, another one of these aisles. Both of you are alone.
Well,
Uh,
two things. One, I don't believe we're in Kansas anymore. And two, what's a Kansas?
I don't have an answer for either of those questions, Whitaker.
All right.
Are you alright?
Physically, no. But emotionally, also no.
Do you need healing?
I mean, I do, but I can take care of myself on that if the need
Yeah.
arises.
Okay. Just making sure that you're alright. Where did fucking Marlon go? And I want to like look around.
I believe he went somewhere roughly. Now I'm a ranger. I'm really good at this. Hold on. I believe he went somewhere roughly in that direction.
Yeah, I did feel like he kind of went, everywhere. Stretched in all directions. That was great.
Yes. Kind of feel like I'm on drugs a little. Is that normal?
Never been here. Does it feel like what it felt like to eat a berry?
It does. It actually does. It feels
Oh, okay.
the same
Then yes.
as the world spun in your visions. Like the same color hue is kind of the same thing that's like present here.
It was very similar to the berry, by the way.
Oh. Oh.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing,
No.
but I can't help but be reminded of a lyric from a song written by the famous bards of our time, Rennie Codgers and Polly Darton, and I just feel like we're islands in the stream. That is what we are.
Mm-hmm.
No one in between. How can we be wrong?
No.
Yes. I love that song too.
Nope. I'm shooting an arrow in the direction of the sound of that voice.
Yeah, can we see anything? I do like a 360s.
You take a look around. Roll me a perception check.
My dice are being really nice to me today. 23.
23. You don't know where the sound is coming from, but you can point it, like you can kind of pinpoint like the general location is coming from those long machines that are kind of just like piled in front of you. These rusted, like long broken machines.
Does it look like there's any sort of path? Or are we completely surrounded?
The thing blocking you right now, like, is that big machine. Behind you are just those open pathway, like the openness back into like the void.
Yeah.
But nothing that, I mean, you probably could get over those machines, but nothing that's like pointing you in a direction at the moment.
If we like interact with things, how do things feel? Like, can I pick something up off the ground, and does it feel like I've picked up something regular?
You
Like a stone?
Oh,
Or a
easy enough.
rock?
You go to
Or
pick up like a rock, and these blue little veins kind of just like pulse around this big asteroid. Once again, as you see it kind of just like almost like a heartbeat as these veins just go all around. As it climbs over that little like that machine that's spread out, uh that little machine, like the segmented machine kind of lights up with those veins as it climbs over it, going behind it. Just for the moment when it lights up, somehow feels familiar, but you can't place it.
if I throw the rock down on the ground, do the veins just then light up that same thing?
They do. It sputters from point of origin, that rocket in the ground.
Oh. Can I... Whitaker, you want to hop on? Let's go for an adventure?
Sure.
I don't want to assume, but do you want to climb that?
The mechanism?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what else are we gonna do?
Yeah. Chuck him on my back and I'm going to climb up the machine.
As you take every step, it just pulses. Every step you take, everything lights up. As you get closer to the machine, you hear, "Do you recognize it yet? Have you figured it out?
Do I recognize it?
Nah, still looks like a hunk of decayed machine."
It looks like a hunk of decayed machine as I keep climbing.
Is the machine talking? Is that where?
I don't know. Is it like the veins, are they like growing over it, or is it just like it's in the thing? Like
it's kind of like it's in the, like it's embedded in the metal.
Not like
of
vines growing over it.
No,
It's
yeah.
like it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You couldn't like grab one of them.
Yeah. No idea. Keep climbing.
As you,
Does the
fl-
machine look like it's got windows?
it does. They look
The
like
fucking train?
the closer you get to it, you notice like these little latches on it, and yeah. I mean, they're windows.
Is it the train?
You peer a little bit closer. It could be, but if it is, it's. I mean, it's seen
Decayed.
better days.
Hella
This-
decayed.
Mhm.
Go climb to the top of it and look both ways. See if
You
I can get a better recognition of it or not.
You climb to the top of it, and as you kind of look both ways, you notice a long pathway leading up to a segmented piece of decayed metal. As you go to look back down, your feet are standing back at the place you guys started at.
So now I'm looking back in front of the piece of metal with Whittaker on my back.
You are. It's like you just
On the
climbed a
ground.
cliff, and the next cliff is exactly the same thing you started at.
And when I look back behind me, is it the void or is it the train behind me? Like as
Empty
in, is
void.
it where I just empty void? Fuck,
Yep.
fuck, shit. All right. And I followed where the veins were going.
Well, the veins are going in every direction, so they're going like
Oh.
as you throw something, it goes all the way around.
They're all okay.
Mhm.
Okay. It's not. They're not
Mm.
pulling in a certain, like pulsing in a certain direction.
Mhm.
Pop Whittaker down, and I'm gonna smash one of these windows.
Pop them down as you walk up to the decayed piece of segmented metal. As you smash the window out, you hit it, and you hear inside, "That make you feel powerful."
Do I mean a little bit? Did it break?
It did break. It broke. Shards
Can I
kind of.
look in?
You stick your head in, and Blair, you peek in, and kind of things are different. You stick your head in, and it. Inside is the train that you entered weeks ago, days ago at this point.
Yeah.
As you
It's
stick
the
your head in,
It's the train. It's the train, Whittaker.
Oh, well,
This is not where we wanted to go, right?
which train?
I guess.
Like from one
yeah.
of the timelines?
Yeah, from one of them. I'm guessing. Which? It's on its side, so I mean, I guess all of them would have ended up on this.
Do you think we're alone?
Well, I can hear someone, can't you?
Am I hearing that voice too?
you are. Both of you are hearing that
Okay.
voice.
I can. Resources are a bit scarce, but I can attempt to do a thing to tell us if it's in our head or if we have company.
Yeah. Do that.
Okay. I am going to burn a first level spell slot to use my primeval awareness and sense whether there are any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fey, fiends, or undead present within. Oh, well, it's quite a while, but still 1 mile of us.
Within 1 mile,
Yes.
there is an aberration, and it is inside the train car that you just broke the window out of.
There's a monster in the foxhole! Back
Let's
away from the train.
3 steps back from the train.
So you take your 3 steps back. Honey, I was never after you. You have nothing to fear. I only hunger for the betrayers.
Who are the betrayers? Honey.
Funny, you. In front of you, as the window opens, it seems to be
Take one
letting,
more step back.
like, color is like escaping that window as, like, in front of you appears a small little, like, cloud, kind of just like poofs open, and it looks like a memory or a vision, something playing out. As you're looking at it, you see Whitaker uh, walking up to Andre with a blade. You can't really make out what they're saying, but the last thing that you see is Whitaker stabbing the blade right in the back of Andre as it goes through his chest, and Andre gasping, turning his head back, falling to his knees, looking Whitaker in the eyes, muttering something, then falling as the color escapes his face. In the same scene that you found Andre in.
Flair turns her head to Whitaker and is like, oh, I can't believe you figured it out. That took us so bloody long.
Look, I like to kill, and that was just an opportunity. And I thought, worst case scenario, if I'm wrong, it'll undo itself.
I think we did discuss it being an option as we were doing our bits and pieces, and we killed a lot of people, so I mean,
I'm just
at least
saying,
we
some
stopped
of
the
my
recent,
finest
right?
work. It was clean. It was effective.
Yeah.
Silence!
Oh,
You hear it bellow out. I don't think you understand where you're at.
We're in the Ethereal Plane, right?
Yes.
all right. Well, the
I want
problem
to I put my
solved.
hand up for a high five to Whitaker.
Yep, absolutely.
As you see, walking out of that small little window, as you see these white, like gnarled claws, long, like twisted fingernails, as both hands kind of surround both sides of the window as it pulls itself out. That cloud kind of fades, and you're stuck seeing this gnarled. Actually, give me 1 second. This gnarled, like white scaled humanoid as it kind of sticks its hands out. You see these like blue pearlescent eyes, with this long this long purple dress that it kind of goes from her like shoulders all the way down, but the end of the dress is coming out of that window, like it's still trailing back. It's longer than her, as like her feet kind of like press the dress, kind of like it covers her feet as she like slightly hovers above the ground. As you can kind of see her in full, it looks like a Lady Moonstone. As you kind of see, like, her scales are a lot more gnarled and decayed, and her eyes are as bright blue as ever, just looking directly at the two of you.
I thought I smelled something. Cabbages.
Did you know she was an orb?
What?
She was the orb, right?
Oh.
Hmm.
Well, that's a surprise.
Right? It's got it.
She should have led with that trivia question. That would have stumped me.
Yeah.
Like the Ethereal Plane, we're familiar.
Are you all right? You feel better now? You're not dying every day.
Am I alright?
Yeah.
Well, I was alright
Doing better?
until she raises her back, killed my heir. He
Yeah.
ruined everything. that the Moonstone clan was to become. I have 2 names on my list that I will not rest until they are dead.
Now, I don't. With all due respect, could he really been the heir to that much? Like, it wasn't a strong stab. I'm 82.
You murdered a child.
That's a big ass child.
He's
That's a
young-
big old boy.
he's
Oh,
a young
lady.
man.
Oh, so he was a man. Okay, don't try and rank up my charges by making shit up. Okay?
He was my heir.
Yes. He was. And then I killed him like a little bitch. I do a little Whitaker dance.
You know he had to die though, right?
No, he didn't have to die.
Yeah, because like he got involved, on you two got involved in some shit that involved a whole bunch of random innocent people.
Honestly, if you
including
just
us, right?
yeah, let us off the train, didn't include us in your time warp bullshit,
Mhm.
we wouldn't have to do anything. So really, whose fault is this?
Quiet.
It's-
Quiet.
I don't know the meaning of the word.
You bunch. You. I don't even know where to begin at how vile.
I really like it when we don't have someone telling us not to say things.
I know. This is TPK unhinged.
Mm.
She looks at her hands and she goes, "Let me make myself just a bit more clear, dolls." And she sticks her hand out, and a small, also fog cloud surrounds Whitaker as you look very ethereal as well.
Poof!
She looks at you, just dumbfounded. She goes back and says, "Maybe this will mean more to the both of you, or at least one of you." As this cloud kind of forms. And Whitaker,
Yeah.
it's you. It's a lot younger you that forms in this cloud. You have more like darker, like black hair. Your posture's a little bit better. You're a little younger.
Strapping.
And for a moment, you see you don't recognize this. You don't recognize this moment as like you're kind of walking forward, Whitaker. You bend over, you reach your arms out, and you
Mhm.
scoop up small, young, little child in your hands. And you turn back, and you recognize this other figure that walks in, which is a Flare. To you, it just looks like a silhouette. But Whitaker, to you, it looks like a past love as she takes a step forward. She wraps her arms around your shoulder, and the two of you look at this young little child in your hands. And you see as Lady Moonstone's big gnarled claw slices right through that and says, Have you met I won't spoil this. Whitaker, your end will not be here now, because I am going to make sure that everything is ripped away from you. And then you will come back here. Then you will rot away. You. And the other name your friend Marlin, who broke his promise to keep my son alive. I seen every timeline. I know of everything that was said. He broke a promise, and you killed my son.
Yeah, those definitely seem like equal offenses. Definitely seemed like the same.
Both of you will perish.
Okay. And yeah, I believe you with all your fart cloud magic you got going on. Real scary. Real terrified. Aren't you a ball? Flair, did you say she's a ball? Like a
Yeah, she was a bowl.
I
Okay.
was.
We like smashed your soul or something.
Well,
And then your oath breaker threw what remained of me at your oafish friend, and it shattered onto the ground, and my soul returned.
I'm just saying, even your ball form's pretty weak. And dancing with you, that was unpleasant. I just want to say, now that we have this moment, we can be honest. Like, holy shit, lady. Dental hygiene.
I love your jokes. Can I tell one
Not
of
a
my own?
joke. Not a joke. Sure. Apparently stand up night. Let's go.
My turn. As she
Yep.
takes her hand back. Flair, I need you to roll me an athletics check. As you have surprise. Do you have surprise?
I can't be surprised.
You have a chance to roll out of the way. I'm gonna need an athletics check.
9.
9. Whitaker, you see as she balls this claw up and throws Flair. As Flair just like starts spiraling back into the darkness. And Flair, your feet leave that asteroid as you just get thrown like a rag doll directly backwards. And the darkness swallows you. You are out of eyesight.
Well, it's been pleasant, but 23 skidoo, and I'm going to attempt to just run and launch off after the direction Flare disappeared into.
You go to run and launch off, Whitaker.
Uh-huh.
You're back standing at this platform right in front of her.
Okay. Want to dance the dance, friend? Dance the dance.
You and your friends, you hide behind humor. And you tell jokes. And you make people laugh. But you don't understand that real feelings and real people get hurt by the actions that you commit.
Oh, no. See, here's a common misconception, friend, that people think people make jokes because they're happy-go-lucky people that don't know pain and suffering. But it's usually quite the opposite, you old scaled son of a bitch. You know what's really going on up here? Darkness, pain, and trauma. And this is what we call a coping mechanism. And I'm about to cope this mechanism right down your throat. Because let me tell you something. You want to act like a big, tough, scary mama? Okay, I see you. Guess what? Tougher, scarier, much scarier mother. Right up in here. Yeah, she gave me powers. She knows how to do things. She transcends time and space. What do? You gnarl. You gnarl and turn into a ball. Who's got the real power? Not you.
Right? Where is your mother? Now! As it lets out like a long echo.
Okay. Wow.
You go to think. You don't feel your side of your connection.
Do I feel like I still have power to the Fooly Cooly?
You do not. You feel like you are cut off at the moment. As she leans in, she says, You entered lost into the ethereal plane. Where you might end up could be anywhere. But I do want to leave you with one thing. I know you're not worried about your life, Whitaker. But maybe I can give you something or show you something that you should care about. Whitaker, you cut over to her as like her hand pierces out this like big cloud one more time. And from afar, you see this young lady fighting alongside a group of armored warriors as they are fighting what looks like the outside of Valenbrook. Like you see like a lot of those monsters from Hollis Haven kind of like roaming through as this young lady. You're not getting close enough to really make her out, and like you're not getting close enough to make out any of the people kind of around her. But you see like bloodshed as like monsters are just flying and they're cutting and slashing. As Lady Moonstone peers around and says, "You don't know it yet, but this person is your heir." And oh, I'm waiting for one of your great jokes to cut me off, but actually I'll keep telling one of my own. I'm gonna take what you took from me. I am going to be the end of your lineage.
That's funny. Here's, you know, the big, strong heir to your lineage was bested by a crazy old fool in a train. What do you think the progeny of my line is going to do to your ass? Bruna, much more capable than old Pappy ever could be, because she comes not just from my bloodline, but the bloodline of a bone breaker. And by the looks of it, your bones ain't going to take much to break.
Well, I hope that she can break out of a vial of poison, or she can, maybe
Oh, the
sleep at night.
coward's way.
Whatever gets the job done.
Hmm.
I reckon you've already met the courier of her demise, if I'm not mistaken. And she reaches her hand over to that like little cloud, and two piercing golden eyes, like these gold eyes, kind of like appear out of this big cloud. And as the cloud kind of goes back a bit, you see these white feathers and this gold, like this dark golden beak, as it kind of goes down to this like entire like tuxedo, as these two big long white feathered arms kind of are on both sides. She says, "I'd like you to meet the new heir of the Moonstone clan, and the one who will bring demise to the Whitaker Chiggins lineage."
Great. Two things very wrong with your plan. One, I've met this one. And just like the last one you pick, I ain't got much faith in your ability to identify talent. And number two, do you know what Bruna's favorite meal was growing up? Roasted owl, motherfucker.
Good luck, Whitaker. I'm not going to hold you up any longer. I know you have somewhere to be.
Yes, thank you. I have a very tight schedule.
Just remember, when your daughter dies, it'll be your fault. Goodbye. And she fades back into this cloud. goes back into the train as you see her dress kind of like get pulled back in and like she gnarls back into this terrain.
Nope.
Whitaker, you see a long pathway, like these veins seem to be like illuminating this like transparent pathway that goes up to your left.
Ain't nothing else to do. We gonna run.
Blair, you are spinning backwards, but we're gonna come back to you in just a moment. Marlon, as you peer through, you're looking all over, trying to find any semblance of where your friends might be. You hear a voice kind of echo out. Come this way. This way. This way. You're almost there. You're almost there. You're almost there. Just a little bit further. Just a little bit further. So you make your way closer and closer. A small, circular little platform seems to kind of appear in front of you. You're probably about, I'd say, 70 feet from it as you're like flying towards it. You see a large pot in the middle of this room. As you're kind of getting closer, you look around the sides of it, and it looks very familiar. It looks, the closer you get, the more you're kind of putting it together. It looks like Fizzo's laboratory pulled out of time and just placed here. As you see, like, purple-hued bricks kind of surround this big pot. There's nothing below it. It looks like a room that's just been taken out and placed here as it's just floating through. You see on each side there's like big purple bookcases and broken brick where like it looks like it was just yoinked out of the building. And all around are these like kind of vines of like older decay. But you see it looks like it's been kind of taken care of. Like you see is like there's a small little bed on the right side. There is kind of these books that are stacked up all over the place in bookshelves, some of them even on the ground piled up. And you see in front of this like large cauldron is a figure in a big yellow robe with the hood pulled up. As you see, the person is kind of just like throwing in ingredients into this big cauldron. The closer you get, you notice that the yellow robe is kind of decayed. But on the back of it, it has a familiar sigil. It is House Pointel. It is the sigil of House Pointel.
Mm-hmm.
And as you close in, you hear, "My, oh my, it's been so long since I've seen you, seen the group of you. So you get just a bit closer. Wait 1 moment. So you get closer. It turns back. And you see this, like, face kind of turn, like, its whole body kind of, like, turns towards you. And you see tears like trickling down what seems to be a very gaunt, like wrinkled old face with like long hair strands that are just like kind of almost look like they're falling out of her head at this point. Of what seems to be like almost bleach blonde hair, but it's kind of gone. You see this person with these bright like blue-hued eyes, almost like something out of like an Arcana book. Like it's just so, it's like a rune, how shine. It's like a runic symbol with how much shine there is to it. As this old withered lady moves closer to you, she says, I know I probably don't look it, but it's nice to meet you. I'm Clarissa." And she reaches her hand out to you. with these gnarled long fingernails. She
I shift myself after landing, of course, back, holding the rod from Albie in my left hand, but I will reach out with my right. He spoke very highly of you.
she shakes your hand and says, "You don't have to be scared. I know I'm not what you were expecting. I know that."
At this point, there's really no point in being scared. I know that I know that you've been waiting a long time, and you're probably very happy to talk to someone, but I have to ask for a favor, a help. The other two who came in with me.
You want to find them?
I have to.
Well, do you have the orb?
No, the orb was lost. But, this is the best backup. As far as I know, you squeeze it and it shifts you dimensions. It's not reliable, but it's better than nothing. And we're working off of scraps right now.
She leans in and says, "Let me see. Hand me that, if you don't mind."
It doesn't take one person. It's random. There's not really anything you can get out of it at the moment.
Marlon, I'm not asking you to trust me. I'm not asking you to do anything that's going to make you uncomfortable. But what I will say is that rod that you are holding has a superior version of plane shift imbued into it. And in the hands of somebody who doesn't know how to operate it, you will fling yourself to any random location in any random plane. The least I can do is help you with this before the thing that I ask you of next.
What do you need from me?
It's not what I need from you. It is what I need from the three of you. So we need to find your friends first. And then I will make my request.
You need all three of us.
I do.
I'm gonna see if I believe her. 25.
You do. You have an overwhelming sense of, like, comfort in her presence. You don't feel like you're in danger. You don't feel like she's lying.
All right. Let's get them back.
Can I please have the rod?
I'll hand it over.
She takes it from you as she wraps these like gnarled, decayed fingers around it and pulls it to her. Give me a moment. And she works her way over to the cauldron. And she says, kind of while she's working on it, she says, "Be a dear and answer me something if you don't mind."
Sure.
How is Fizzo?
A little overbearing, but everything he's done has had you as the backdrop. Ever since we met him.
Sometimes I wish I could see his face again. It's been a very long time. She walks over and she goes, "Give me one moment, dear. I need to do something very quickly." And you see her like raise her hand up, and she, like above this cauldron, she opens a small little blue portal. But as you see, like, Marlon, you have incredible, I'm not even going to ask you to make a passive fucking, you're fine, you see it. As you see, she makes this small little portal with these gnarled fingers. But you do notice, like, as she does it, her hand is just like it looks like she's like shaking as she's doing this. Like it's taking a lot out of her to do what she's doing. This little portal opens. You hear, "Oh, you're back! I thought you left!" And she goes, "No, sweetheart, I have not." And pulls this small little berry in her fingers, and she sticks her hand in this little portal and gives it, as you see, into the other side of the portal, into your bathroom, where Albie is under the sink, wrapping his hand around this little berry, putting it in his pouch. He goes, "You never tell me your name." She goes, No, I don't." As the portal just fades away. And she looks back and says, "Sorry about that.
You've been doing things for a very long time, then, haven't you?
I haven't lost all connections, but it takes a lot out of me just to do that." "Sorry, it's okay. Let's find your friends." And she goes back to the cauldron and starts kind of working at it again, as she takes the big rod and she dips it in the cauldron, as she goes back to working on it. Well, this is perfect time, because Marlon, as you wait for her to start working on this rod, we're gonna fade out. As Flair, we are gonna fade back to you with a massive head. Just like your head is like 3 times its size. It's wild. Probably some ethereal magic or something. I don't know. As you
Bloody curse. Now I've started to speed up as every time my head goes round.
that is the center of your gravity, as like your body's just flinging around.
I'm getting flung around my head.
You are flipping around all over the place like a
I'm
giant
so
astronaut.
Yep.
But before we do that, Melissa, I owe you this, and I very much apologize. Let us do hydrate very quickly. One
Perfect.
before we jump over the next part. 1-2 is going to be Whitaker. 3-4 is Billy. 5-6 is Flair. 7-8 is Marlon. Let's go. Whoever, if you haven't stayed up with us, whoever gets selected for hydrate has to be the one who drinks until we roll the DC, which the DC for today is gonna be, we'll make it 17. Why not?
17? Okay.
Whitaker, you just got that brand new like ram's horn mug, right? That thing is wild. Very excited to see it. It's a 2.
Nice.
Everybody get your
All right.
dice ready for
Here
hot.
we go.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
17 exactly with my first one.
11.
3. Nat 20.
6,
So
1.
is Billy.
Oh, Billy, your dice really.
18. No, I just
Nice.
take a very long time to get my rolls out, man.
He has,
Gotta be-
he has to shake them all
A
about.
lot of time. It takes a minute. Spotify, you're just gonna hear whatever that was on your
Just
side.
yelling numbers.
Yeah. Just rolling like crazy for no reason.
But why is it spicy?
This is like my favorite bit of this entire thing at this
Of
point.
just drinking.
Yes, absolutely. All right, back to Flare. Flare, as you are flying around. Actually, probably should have
Orbiting
been.
my own head.
You are. Your body is flinging around as your head is trying to catch up. As your head is just slowly moving. Flare, you like hear for a moment because like you're kind of like just like you have the moment by yourself. You hear bickering like just inside of your head as they're still going at it. Like both of them are still arguing. But you land on a. Your head hits first because it's just massive. But your head lands on this. Like little chunk of land, and as you kind of as your legs kind of like touch down as well, you see as these blue familiar little veins like in the ground kind of go all around it.
Yep.
You see something a little different than you saw previously. So the ground around you seems to be like as the veins kind of go through, it's green grass. You kind of watch as the veins like travel up and past your feet, and you notice you are standing on a downward set of stairs that go out. Like the pathway is not illuminated for you, but you see as the path like would go ahead for you. As the blue veins kind of go a little bit more forward and the light like pulses. It lights up what seems to be a cobblestone pathway straight forward. As it goes a little bit more forward, it seems like like a black iron gate. On your left side, like just a little out of view, is like a tall tree, but you can't really make out what kind of tree it is, as the blue pulse kind of like goes all over it and then goes further out. You can't really see past that.
Can I make my way towards the gate? Is the
You
tree past the gate, or
the tree is in front of the gate.
stop at the tree first? Then
You
do some stomps on the ground to like get my bearings.
you do some stomps on the ground, and not being surprised, you hear whispers that are like, I lost Rowan, guys! Rowan, guys! Trying to get in character. Bessie Lou! As you hear it trickle out. I can't do a good Elias. I did my best. As you hear Elias's voice kind of trickle out, you hear Whitaker's voice also like kind of come out and say, You did nothing wrong.
That's pretty good. That was pretty good.
Thanks. I'm trying my best. It's hard to mimic my players. As all the other voices kind of just go through as well. I'm not doing them fucking all. You're not getting all that shit. But you do notice just a little bit more ahead of you, and down to the left are two shadowy silhouettes talking in front of the tree. You can't really see what they're talking about or making out yet, but you can kind of see
A
like
giant dog snoot.
this giant dog snoot, this beautiful little dopey beast. As you walk a little bit like closer, you see them just kind of talking, and like one seems to be like dressed like in like a. It's hard to make out, but it looks like more like slimming clothing. They are silhouettes, and the other one seems to be in a little bit less slim clothes. Like it seems a little bit more of like a thicker figure.
Just make my way towards the tree. At the figures, straight at them.
So you make your way straight at them. You hear, "Honey, why don't you just call our lawyers? We'll see if we can get another one. He he was he wasn't irreplaceable." As you hear the other voice go, I mean, that's fine. I'll place the call right away. And as you get closer, their silhouettes start kind of illuminating as like their feet
Is that Mr. and Mr. Latrotta?
their feet start illuminating, their ankles, their calves, as it kind of starts going to the top, and you recognize these two figures as Mr. and Mrs. Latrotter. You're standing there. You hear the bickering in your head stop as you hear, "Wait a minute. No, this is a memory. Blair, I thought you said you didn't see my parents."
I don't think I did.
So you hear the voice kind of echo out as Terry's voice kind of like encapsulates your head. And you just feel him like co-piloting, but not, you're still moving. So you hear the voices kind of go back. You see as
If I can, I let him. Like, if there's like the feeling, if he like, you said co-piloting, I take that mental step back. I want to let him go for it. Like, I don't remember seeing his parents that I didn't when I said it, but if I maybe did, then I'm letting him go have a look at what maybe I did see. I don't know how this works.
you let him in the you kind of let him just like
Driver's seat.
You let him driver's seat. As you're moving closer to the parents, you see as you're like a group of silhouettes in the shape of Whitaker, Marlin, Elias, Hilder, and what seems to be yourself, with a hoodie over you, are making your way out towards the front iron gates. And you see as as Mr. Latrotter heads back into the school, and Mrs. Latrotter pulls her sending stone out and says, yes, he's gone. It's a commendable loss, but we can move forward, correct?" As you see one of the silhouettes that looks like Elias goes to turn back and say something, goes to like make some remark, you see as Marlin jumps in and says, "We best go," and takes the group forward. You recognize this moment. You recognize the moment as you were leaving and you avoided Mr. and Mrs. Latrotter when you were leaving the school with the hood over your head. As he...
Yeah, this is when I had blood all down my face from him.
You feel an overwhelming sense of sadness as you hear Terry say, Did you know they said this about me?"
I wasn't listening. I was too worried about them seeing your blood on me that I hid. I'm sorry.
They never cared about. Did anybody care that I left?
I cared.
Did you actually care, or did you care because you felt guilty?
No, I cared. I cared.
You see, Terry kind of just relinquishes control back to you. And he,
Do you want me to, like, kill them or something?
no, no.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I thought somebody would mourn my loss, but
I'm sure people did.
um, thank you. Gives a nod, and you hear in the background, "Oh, boo-hoo! Mom and Dad didn't love me enough! Jesus fucking..." As the car is
I put a
talking.
virtual VR machine on his head, so now he cannot escape the murder of his wife. There is no looking away from the screen.
Oh my god, dude, what the fuck? Is you just hear, and it like silences out. You
Yeah, good.
block out his yelling as you see him like fidgeting with this thing.
I put a Sir Brady in there too to bother him.
See, what is he doing here? Leave! Why? No one cares that you do not get vacation! And he's just going back and forth, yelling into this little mask. As Terry looks up and says, I'm sorry.
What?
I know I was rude to you when you and your friends, and I know, well, obviously you killed me, but I know
didn't mean to do that, by the way.
I know you didn't do that, but
You were a jerk.
apologize.
Forgiven.
Can you take something for me when you leave here?
Yeah.
And he kind of hops in the pilot seat for a second and like seems to kind of just go up to the tree and like yank down one of the branches, or like one of the leaves of the tree, as it is like in your hand. It feels like a leaf. It feels like the real thing. Like it looks like yanked a leaf out of the tree. And he takes his finger and like presses it on the leaf itself, and it says, like, he writes something into this leaf as it kind of like imbues. You see this like lit up text, uh, and as you see it, it just says, "I love you, Mom dash Terry." And he says, he like puts it in your pouch, and he says, can you give that to my mom?"
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for showing me this. I know it. Thank you.
I'm sorry I technically lied to you before. I honestly didn't remember this.
It's okay. It's not a big deal. But I don't know what else to say. I think I'm gonna go be at peace, and kind of like starts making his way towards like
Are
the
you
abyss of your mind.
taking a car with you?
Unfortunately, he's kind of stuck with me at this point.
Good. I just didn't want to be left alone with him.
He's not gonna be a problem anymore. He's binded. But be careful.
I will. You too.
Um,
It doesn't feel like it's the end. Whatever happens next.
I think this is the end for me, but who knows? I've seen the Chaos Crew do I don't want to say marvelous things, but I've seen them do
Chaotic
things. Chaotic things. Who knows? Maybe I will see you again.
Maybe.
Nice meeting you, Flair.
Nice meeting you too. And I'll get this to your mum.
Thank you. And he starts walking through as you see a car wrestling with this like VR set and just like immediately like goes limp as he like Terry kind of like whooshes his hand as he follows. He turns back and says, I'm gonna warn you because I feel like it's probably my duty. Your friend's here. And not for good reasons. I could feel him here.
Which friend?
The long-haired, ponytailed one. The one that was looking for his apprentice.
Yeah, cool. I reckon everyone's got kind of weird vibe from him anyway, so we'll keep an eye out. Thank you.
Okay, good luck. And he
Thanks.
walks forward into the abyss, and the last thing you hear is, no, not again. As both of them fade away. As he fades, Flare, this illuminated pathway of the blue like veins seem to spawn just a little bit past the iron gates, and it seems like the iron gates open up and path leads ahead.
Start jogging. I flip the finger off to Latrotta's parents as I jog.
Hold up 1 second! Just he fades away as you make your way down the pathway. Cutting back over, Marlon, you are standing there with Clarissa as she turns back to you and says, this should do. She hands you the rod, imbued. You feel it stronger than before. If
What's changed?
it should work as a receiver. If you think about the friend that you want to, go to. It should take you to them. But be warned. It comes at a great cost. You have three uses before it stops functioning. But it'll take you greater distances and it'll work with pinpoint accuracy. As she says that to you, these two pathways illuminate, both leading up to the sides of her, like, floating domicile. And from both sides, you see as Blair comes walking up on one path, you see as Whitaker starts walking up on the other path that's connected. And she says, well, maybe you didn't need that.
I set the rod down. Are the two of you okay? Can you hear me?
Can we
Yep.
hear/see Marlon?
You all can hear?
Flair's on all fours running towards Marlon now. She's going to jump tackle him. He's safe. She now can take care of him, and she will not be letting go of you.
You good?
Yeah. You're safe?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Whitaker.
Lady Moonstone wants to kill you.
You know, if it's me, sure. Uh, you okay, Whitaker? Again, since she's tackled me, I guess I'm looking up, like up and.
My 7-foot head is taking up all the space on field of view.
This place sucks. Also, Lady Moonstone's trying to kill my daughter.
What?
So, the quicker we can get out of here, the quicker I can Kentucky Fried an owl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we
That seems important.
doing in here again? Grabbing you, right? And I look at Clarissa.
He turns back and says, "Excuse me. Hey, yeah."
The little paw on your shoulder is killing me.
He's just so happy to be here. He likes being a part of the Chaos Crew. She reaches her hand down and says, "Well, it kind of worked both ways because I needed the three of you to be here as well. I don't know how much Fizzo has told you, but we had an inkling about those portals opening to different planes for a little bit more time than everybody else did. While we were researching them, I opened up a portal to the Ethereal Plane and I was pulled in here. I have been stuck in the deep Ethereal for, to you, probably seemed like hours. But to me, it was over 2,000 years. And you see as her
Have we been
skin.
missing that long?
You are not in the deep Ethereal at the moment. You are in what is the inner crust of the Ethereal Plane. You're lucky, because without that orb, you might have slipped into the deep Ethereal. But I wish that was the end of the news. There's more.
We can go now, right?
We've got to do something.
In my 2,000 years down here, know how to close the breaches in your realm, in your plane. And I know how the Abyss is opening these portals. The group that started this back in Hollis Haven. I assume you remember the portals that all opened.
Dusty boys.
Yes. Oh, thanks for following. You have to understand that it is a task to open all of those portals. So they need an anchor. They're all opened to different planes. There may be many, many different portals across the land. But every time you break one of these anchors, the portals to that plane will close, all of them. Now, I told you I needed you for a task. That task is to sever the anchor. Problem is, I could not communicate with a group of you. The anchor is in the material plane right now, causing mayhem to the city of Valenberg. She reaches over, her hand kind of like materializes a small little orb, And in that orb, you see that white winged beast with the tentacles like dropping down.
Why were you beckoning us into the portal then? Why didn't you charades kill dragon?
Because it has to be severed on our end. We have to get that beast here.
Dragon.
How?
Tease it, taunt it, get it to follow us.
Yeah, I smacked it in the lips and it really focused on me, and that's why I feel a ripe 3 on the healthy scale.
Yeah, was the dragon following us back in? After?
It focused on Hilda.
No.
It cited, her magic.
I have an idea of how to bring it back. But I need the group of you to do something extremely dangerous, and I know what your group is known for.
What we do, right?
But
What do you need?
I need you to, and she like kind of casts the orb that was like in her hand out of the way, and she looks at the group of you and says, I need you to get the fury, the one who beckoned it to the material plane. I need you to do what you do best. Cause chaos. She looks at the group of you. There is somebody who's been stuck in the deep ethereal for almost as long as I've been there. But she
Lady Moonstone?
no. She maybe, but probably she doesn't go by that name. If she is Lady Moonstone.
Does she go by the name Riker? Rachel? Rebecca? It's there somewhere.
Queen Rowan. Yes.
Did you say one more time? What was the title?
Her name is Queen of the Deep. Queen
Rowan.
Rowan.
Okay, yep. This place is fucked up.
Elias's daughter.
I like-
Things just got so much worse.
Protege or whatever. it
So-
was.
Elias's daughter is Queen of the Deep.
That is her title, but that is not. That is not.
Cool.
She's not like the queen of the Ethereal Plane.
Who's
She
that?
calls herself that, and her people call her that.
She
Well, the real queen. She's not upset about that. Not doing something, taking some action.
The real queen. She looks at you confused. Like Valenbrook's queen?
Is the Valenbook's queen the queen of the Ethereal Plane?
No, I misunderstood you. Never mind.
is there a Queen of the Ethereal Plane? Is there a
Yeah.
There is
problem? Is she
not.
crazy?
Oh, there's no one else here that claims.
There's not.
rule.
It's the
Is she
Ethereal.
doing harm with this title? Can she just be crazy in a pocket corner of the who gives a shit world?
She did the dragon monster.
She did. She sent that beast to you. That beast is called the Ethereal. She
I'm
sent.
just saying, that's 2 for 2 on that bloodline trying to fuck us. That's 2 for 2. I'm getting real
Oh.
tired.
Boy.
Here is more news.
Oh, great.
If she is able. She is not able to move herself. She's gathering souls through the Ethereal. That's the plan right now. With enough power, the Etherion should be able to take her kingdom, place it where your city of Allenbrook stands.
Oh God, we're getting angry about that.
Just
Okay.
punch it.
Do you are you a ghost, or are you physical right now?
She, like, reaches her hand towards you, and then she, like, boops your forehead with her, like, old, like, gnarled finger, and she goes,
Cool.
I am quite real.
So you just, all right, just making sure that Queen Rowan was in a ghost that you can't attack.
It's sweet. When you spend this much time in the ethereal plane, you become something different. If you spend enough time down here, you may also become something different. But I need to warn the group of you, you need to stay out of the deep ethereal, or time will move faster than what it is going on right now.
How do
every-
we get Queen Rowan out here?
Every day, it's years of time lost.
So, recap, we're going to take Tendril Lizard, we're going to shove it back in the portal, bring it here, slay it. We need to kill a queen and who's hiding in a dark, deep hole that we should not go near. And also, time crunch because there's a bird trying to kill my daughter. Still want to throw that out there. Seems kind of important. Maybe not to everybody, but to me. Just throwing it out there.
It's important.
Mm-hmm.
Whittaker, don't worry, it's important.
Will do everything I can to help you stop the bird from attacking your daughter, Whitaker. But
That would be great. So, order of operation. Lizard first.
you are gonna have to piss off Queen Rowan, and that is what's gonna bring that lizard back.
Oh, okay. Well, guess what I would be considered proficient in? Pissing people off.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I counted on. Go
Nailed it.
be the Chaos
Nice.
Krew. I will gear you up for your fight. You may take the time to rest here. And once you are rested and ready, you are going to make your way to the Phantom Kingdom, and you're going to bring it down. And
Is that in the deep? Deep though?
her kingdom is not. Her kingdom is right outside the deep ethereal, but stray too far and you will end up there.
Okay.
Good luck. I'm gonna need it. And she gives a nod. She turns back to her cauldron. And that is where we're gonna end tonight's episode, as we pick up next Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern to come back. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Spotify people, I hope you enjoyed the episode. YouTube people, all y'all people, everybody who watches it, I hope y'all had a good night. The and players, I hope you guys had a good time. I know this is a lot of fucking shit
Thanks for checking
today.
in.
Mhm.
It's good.
It was fine.
Good. I'm glad it was fun. So thank you all for watching, and please go follow us on all the other apps. Check us out on Spotify. We are posting episodes. You should see the next couple episodes start coming out very soon. So we love y'all, and have a
See you
very
next
great
week.
night. Thank you all for watching.